You've seen it once. You've seen it twice. You've seen it 18 times. It's the film that, regrettably, just won't die.
Yes, every South African knows this feeling all too well every weekend. That weird dread mixed with agitation, knowing that they're about to be subjected to another screening of Anaconda. The movie franchise has become ironically iconic, thanks to ETV infamously replaying the giant snake over
Sunday at 8 on E!
and over
Sunday at 8 on E!
and over again.
Sunday at 8 on E!
For years, they have been ridiculed for the movie airing multiple times every year. At one point, they even promised to play the movie for the very last
In
time,
the final premiere of Anaconda tonight at 8 on E!
only to bring it back later on. Other films have also suffered the same fate of being countlessly reruns across its 3 channels. So why does this happen? Simple. New movies are just too expensive.
What?
You see, theatrical films, especially Hollywood-made, invest heavily on quality production and marketing, and to profit from all their hard work, they rely on the flow of movie distribution, or as we like to call it, the exclusivity tier. The first tier is through theatrical releases. Movies first get rolled out in cinemas, often globally. Here, cinemas get first dibs to premieres and exclusives. Anyone who wants to see it first avoids spoilers, or wants the full immersive experience comes here to pay top dollar to see the latest flick, and often create chaos. Next, movies made their way to video on demand. From the Blu-ray and DVD rentals you used to get from Musica to DSTV's box office feature, you pay significantly lower to rent the film, being given a specific amount of time to watch at the comfort of your own home. Or instead, buying said film or media for watching purposes only, and we use that phrase very strictly. After a few months, sometimes years, the rights to broadcast these movies are usually bought by subscription TV broadcasters. In our case, MultiChoice's DSTV and its channels. Typically, Mnet and other DSTV premium channels get it before anyone else. It keeps airing in tiers, right down to the lowest paying subscriber. Then, and only then, does it trickle down to SABC and ETV. Unlike MultiChoice, they don't have the massive funding or subscription fees to get first dibs to these films, instead relying on advertising revenue. So usually they get them much later, at a cheaper price. Their limited budget means prioritizing affordability over novelty. By the time ETV gets the film, it's already been squeezed dry from a monetization standpoint, and almost everyone and their mothers have finished talking about it in their group chats. The result? Older catalogs, repeats, familiar faces.
In past years, ETV was often praised for the films they showed, often beating the SABC in ratings. Their deals with certain distributors gave them an edge over their state-owned competitor. But as time went on, technology evolved. The internet made content easily accessible, streaming became more popular, and piracy became a norm, as if things couldn't get any worse. The start of this decade in general just wasn't a good time for South African film and television. The pandemic hit everyone, including broadcasters, in 2020, stalling everything that was in progress. Cinemas were being shut down, the SAG-AFRTRA strike happened in 2023, and big core like Disney and Paramount made it increasingly difficult for films to be distributed, opting for streaming releases exclusively on their services. In their perspective, selling and distributing their content was much more better than watching it on cinema with overpriced popcorn, and far better than DSTV's hefty premium package. ETV's access to new content, along with everyone else's, was essentially dried up.
Seeing this, eMedia launched their own streaming app, eVOD, offering more than 500 hours of legacy content and a couple of new releases. Now, of course, this bold attempt came with its own costs: app development, maintenance, server overhead, and licensing for digital use, which, yeah, adds up quickly. eMedia set aside 100 million Rand for original movies and series, some of them funded in partnership with Amazon Studios. And as of April 2025, they've produced 28 original movies, many of which also stream on Prime and have gone on to win international awards. So on paper, that sounds impressive, and it is, but it also drains the broadcasters' pockets. That said, after a few months, ETV gets to air those same films on free-to-air television. So it's kind of a win-win situation. Kind of. But even then, 100 million rand still isn't enough to fill a TV schedule with brand new movies every single week. Not even close. So they still have to rely on the old ones. And while many viewers complain about the, frankly ridiculous number of repeats on ETV, those movies keep pulling in millions of viewers, according to the Broadcast Research Council's TAMS ratings. In fact, ETV's last airing of Anaconda pulled in 2.4 million viewers. Like, what? 2.4 million people. Who stayed. I mean, I guess people still enjoy watching Jennifer Lopez being chased by a giant snake more than watching the SABC. And in broadcasting, more eyes usually mean more money from advertisers, which then turns into more local content and, well, other stuff. So is it ideal? No. Is it working? Yeah, for now. No repeats, just classics. That's the motto they live by. And honestly, it's probably the motto keeping them alive.